welcome back to the channel. Yeah, I just thought today, since I have time, why not look through this magazine finally. So this is actually the 47th volume of the Ninjago magazine in Chinese version, which I bought from a certain website a while back. And yeah, it has a free minifigure over here, which is actually King Vangelis in his evil magical sorcerer form. And then over here as well, we have some information on the cover page right here. Some information I can give is there's actually two rare versions of some kind of wallpaper or posters given inside possibly. And then this is actually the next figure for the 48th volume for this magazine. And yeah, without further ado, let's go into what's inside the book itself. Now I need to open this package. So with the pack opened, we can see the magazine properly now, and I'm expecting this to be probably the two posters they were talking about on the cover page. Yeah, this is probably the main poster they were talking about, the Kai one. And then behind we have this, I forgot what would they call it exactly, but they were like the village which protected the electro medallion, right? One of the medallion used to, you know, awaken the serpent or whichever it's called. I don't remember its name now, but yeah, that's what it is. And otherwise, this is kind of a cardboard piece right here that you can kind of, you know, take out this part and use it as some sort of makeshift mask of some sort. This is probably for kids, and yeah. And then this is our main figure over here, so I'm just gonna open it up right now and here it is. This is exactly the same parts as the King Vangelis given in the Lego set, so there's nothing much special about it. As you can see, we have quite a few pieces over here. I actually really like this metallic kind of cover, so I think we're gonna keep it. And this is his headpiece right here. As you can see, he doesn't really have any print at all for the headpiece, so that's quite interesting. And for this Vangelis, there's actually no evil wings given for him as well. So yeah, but what I really like about this minifigure is honestly just the torso piece right there. Looks really nice and really, you know, amazing, I would say. That's kind of it for this. Now let's move on to the interior of the magazine. So interior of the magazine, let's see the first page. So first page, we have quite a bit of info over here. Let's see, something about a forgotten island of some sort of mission. Yeah, just a lot of different information, what is real and what is fake and all. Some sort of underwater monster, we all know who that is if we watch the season and all. And over here as well, we have Kai and Nia right there. Something about like ancient stories about adventure, like finding about certain mysteries and all, so that's pretty cool. And the second page, we have kind of the main address from where this book was actually designed, if I'm not wrong, or where it's distributed. And then over here as well, we have more of what the book actually covers, in the end of which. And yeah, this main page is actually for Vangelis, as you can tell, talking about all his different weaponry and his face print. Wait a second, he has a face print? Maybe I missed it. Oh, he does have a face print. Kind of didn't see that earlier. Yeah, that's pretty cool that he has a face print. Kind of reminds me of Garmadon actually, as in a more sinister, you know, face expression and all. And this actually says that he's very cunning, this word. So yeah. And this right here, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to basically identify which one of this is fake and which is the real one out of this 5. So that's pretty cool. And so on and so forth. And this is supposed to be a color matching of some sort, probably. That's kind of cool. So from my understanding, this is supposed to be a Chinese version of the English one that you can commonly get in stores. For us in Singapore, we usually get it from bookstores like Popular or something like that. So yeah. And then otherwise, this is kind of the short story inside magazine. So yeah, as you can tell, they're kind of just covering across the forest and all, finding certain medallions or something like that. It's kind of similar to that scene in the main story itself, whereby Wu and the others went to excursion on the island at first, and then they eventually got captured by villagers. Yeah. And then the dragon appeared. Yeah, pretty interesting. And then they found this place. And in the end, they probably got captured. And this right here is probably, yeah, it's just a crossword puzzle, let's be honest, right there. So you're supposed to find Lloyd's name, Ko's name, Kai, Nia, Jay, Misako, Pixel, and Zane. So let's try to find one of them in here, shall we? I found Lloyd. Lloyd's right here. So yeah. Very simple. And then next on we have more comics again. So this right here is probably the aftermath of the earlier story, so it continues onwards. So this is Wu fighting against the totem monster, which appeared in the episodes as well. And in the end, the totem monster got knocked down and it split into three, fighting against Wu. And then Wu did a spin jutsu, spin around, kick his ass. The totem monster fell down, and then Wu started rolling on one of the totems, hitting onto the other, and then the totem hit onto one another. Oh no, they started fighting together against Wu, and then Wu pressed a secret button, and then the monster fell, and they got destroyed. Okay, the story is going a very different idea from what usually happened. In the actual episode, they got captured, as I mentioned. Over here seems to be a more friendly and more advantageous adaptation to the previous episode. And yeah, they were just talking about what happened. And this guy kind of just felt confused because he probably got knocked out in the process, so he kind of like in a lucid mood and all. So yeah, and as you can see, he's kind of having a blurry vision after his initial collapse. So, yeah. And over here we have more information about the enemies, or former enemies in my case, since they eventually become allies of the ninjas and all. So this is the chief leader, and then these are basically the different guardians and ranks of which they call this some sort of rock guardian of some sort, and this is supposed to be a lightning guardian if it's directly translated. And this is supposed to be the secretary of the chief. So yeah. And if you don't remember this guy, this is actually the wacko dude who initially went to the island years ago and kind of had this PTSD about the whole island thing, about lightning and all. So yeah. And here's some of the sets that we already know of, all of which I do not own, but I wish to own someday if I have the liberty of cash. But I'm gonna always prioritize on Harry Potter first. So. Then more sets of the Ninjago season. Pretty cool right there with the green dragon, and this right here I think it's supposed to draw or something. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to draw it out, probably. And over here we have more descriptions from kids about how they actually enjoyed the book, and yeah, just the experiences and all, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, this is some other like magazines you see across LEGO in the same period of time, so yeah. And this is for the next volume, and this is the next volume itself, and yeah, that's kind of it for this book. So I think that's all for today's review of this book. I just briefly gone through it, so if you like my video so far, please do remember to subscribe to the channel by clicking the button below. If you don't, please do leave a comment on how I can improve. I'm not really used to doing this, but this is quite an interesting concept and I quite like doing it. So, hope you enjoyed, and if you do, subscribe as I said. Nox Lumos, see you on the next adventure, and bye guys.